class 12th student. Today again I am going to start chapter 5th. Topic is human capital formation. This is part 3rd. Till now we had learned learned introduction. Within that we had learned about what is physical capital, what is human capital, between difference between them. Then we had learned about human capital formation. Okay, after that, what are the sources are determinants of human capital formation? How we can do the human capital formation? Within that we had learned about 5 determinants: education, health, on the job training, migration, information. Okay, then we had learned human capital and economic growth, how human capital is helpful in economic growth, yeah, how both are interrelated to each other. After that we had learned about after that we have to learn about importance of role of human capital formation. So today video started from these point. Okay, so we are going to cover in today video importance or role of human capital formation, problems of human capital formation, then human capital and human development, and then human capital formation in India. Okay, then educational sector in India. So this is actually deleted from your syllabus. Okay, so you have to not learn growth of education in India. So actually these are the topic that is deleted. So in this way, only completing these 4 topic we are able to complete this chapter. Okay, so in this video, after this video, this chapter is going to be over. Okay, so first of all, quick revision. We had learned ki what do you mean by human capital. So human capital means what? It refers to a stock of skill and expertise of a nation at a point of time. So in this way, capital or human capital, this is concept. Which type of concept? It is a stock concept. Why it is a stock concept? Because you are going to calculate it on at a point of time, and point of time is related to what? It is related to stock. Okay, so what is human capital? Human capital is the stock of skill and expertise. Okay, now human capital formation, so it refers to the process of adding to the stock of human capital. So देखो, human capital is related to total number of the people who are expert, who are skilled. Okay, and human capital formation, it is related to the way by which we are going to increase the number of the people. We are going to train new people as a expert, as a educated. Okay, now determinants are sources of human capital formation. So how human capital formation is possible? So these are the determinants with the help of that human capital is possible. So first is expenditure on education. So this is the most important thing. Educated person can only become assets for a country, so it is very must. Okay, now expenditure on health. So obviously you are having too much knowledge, you are good, you are having mastery in your own field, but if you are not good, okay, health wise you are not having a good health, so obviously it is going to impact your efficiency. Why? Because it increases absenteeism. Okay, you are frequently going to be absent, so it is going to affect outcome. Okay, now next is study program for adults. So okay, this is given in VK Ori, but that is not given in Sandeep Garg. Okay, I will explain this point for you. Okay, so it is related that ki when we are talking about the human capital formation, so it is not just related to giving education to upcoming generation. Obviously who are mature person, they also can get education, and it is going to enhance their ability. Okay, Now, migration means movement from one place to another place. So it help to get higher salary, and in this way, higher salary is helpful in increase in the standard of living, and ultimately it is going to increase production of the country. So in this way, migration is very very important for getting good education, for getting good health, and for getting good job opportunity. Okay, now expenditure on information. So all these four are dependent upon this one. Okay, expenditure on information, in which you are, in which school or college you are going to take admission, where you can get good salary. Okay, so where you can get training, where you can get updatation. So these are the thing depend upon information. So information is very very important. So in this way, all these factors are very important for human capital formation. Role of human capital formation. So yeah, importance. So it increases growth. How it is increases growth? Because a skilled person can do it, his or her work, in a less time and without wasting too much raw material. So in this way, there will be increase in the production. Okay, high productivity of physical capital. Okay, so with the same machinery, there will be more production. Now innovation skill. Obviously human capital formation, yani ki higher educated people are able to innovate new things. Okay, so innovation comes from where? Comes from education, comes from higher education, comes from research. So this depend upon human capital formation, the level of the human capital formation. Next is high rate of participation and equality. So obviously it point to explain that ki there will be equality in the society, there will be no differentiation between women and men, between girls and boys. There should be given equal opportunity. Okay, so let me start our today topic now. So first of all, how human capital formation is helpful in growth. Growth means what? Growth means increase in production, total production, yeah, national income, as well as in per capita income. So remember, growth is always related to two things. Growth is related to two things: increase in national income, as well as increase in per capita income. So whenever there is persistent and continuously increase in these two things, that is considered as a growth. Okay, so what is written here? When human capital formation. Okay, so human capital formation means there will be more educated person, more doctors, more engineer, more expert people. Okay, in every field. So it is going to increase efficiency of it ensure that there will be better, yeah, efficient utilization of fixed capital. Obviously the people who are going to use these fixed assets, if they are well educated, well skilled, so they are going to use it in a optimum way, in a best way. Okay, now increase in productivity. So when people are skilled, they are going to work on machinery, so obviously it is going to increase the production. Okay, now in production increase means increase in GDP, and with the higher rate of participation and employment, yani more people are going to get the job. Obviously there should be inclusive growth, not exclusive growth. Okay, now higher level of income of the individual household. Okay, so when there will be increase in national income, it is distributed among the factor of production, so there will be increase in the income of every household. Now higher expenditure, the people are going to expend in on purchase of goods and services, so there will be increase in aggregate demand. So it will increase in stock of human capitals, so they are going to expend their income on purchase of goods and services. So in this way, again, it is going to increase the human capital formation. So it is correlated, both are correlated, income and growth. and human capital formation, yani level of income and human capital formation, both are interlinked. You can see ki where is money, the people expend more on all the five determinants. In this way they are able to earn, yeah, able to get more good job opportunity, and in this way their level and standard of living is going to maintain, and even it become more better. If you talk about the poor section, so they are not having so much money, they cannot expend on these five determinants. In this way they are going to compromise, okay, with their job opportunity. They are not able to make a significant change in their standard of living. Okay, student. Now, so problem facing human capital formation in India. So what are the problems that we faces in India? So first is given rising population. First is given rising population. Okay, you know we are second largest populated country in the world, and no doubt in upcoming years we are going to be at first position. Why? Because India is not working on control, yeah, they are not having a proper planning for control of population, okay. And on the other hand, if you talk about the China, that is most populated country in the world, so it is adopting one child policy, okay, from the starting. So in this way they have decreases population growth rate tremendously if you compare it with India. Okay, so India is not working on it. They are working, but it is not satisfactory steps. Okay, so in this way, the first problem in field of human capital formation is increasing population. Population is increasing day by day. Okay, so it is very tough to build hospitals, to build schools, provide digitalization in every area, electricity in every area, sanitization in sanitation facility in every area, drinking water in every area. Means for every new child to provide these facility, it become challenge for the government. Okay, they plan for 20 crore people, so now there are 30 crore people. So this is happening, and you know now our resources are limited, yani land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, everything is limited. So this is the first challenge, okay, in field of human capital formation. So what is given here? Rapid rising population adversely affect the quality of human capital. It reduces per head availability of goods and services, okay, and it, because of that there will be fall in the quality of life, and this will decrease capacity to acquire a specialized skill and knowledge. Remember, एक चीज़ आप हमेशा याद रखना कि poor section they are not having too much money, so they cannot expend their money these five determinants. So in this way there will be less specialization. They are not able to get the proper education. So in this way there will be less human capital formation. If you go to the upper level, there is high salary, so they expend lot of money, they invest lot of money on their child. In this way there is high level of human capital formation. So poorness and human capital formation both are related inversely to each other, okay. And population, increase in population actually increases poorness. So in this way, increase in population, remember, increase in population increase in population will increase poorness, okay. There will be increase in poorness, okay. It will increases there will be decrease, so there will be decrease in human capital formation. So remember this, okay. When there is increase in population, so there will be increase in poorness. And you know now at the low level of income, people cannot expend too much money on health, education, on the job training, digitalization, information, migration. So in this way the process of human capital formation is going to slow down. Okay. Now next is brain drain. So this is very very big problem for India. Brain drain means what? Ki people get high education, specialized education in India, but they are not able to get high paid salary in India. They migrated to other countries. Okay, in this way, this is known as a brain drain. Okay, so this is a biggest problem for this country. Okay, so what is given here? uh, Migration of person to developed country is a serious threat to the process of human capital formation in the country. In our country it is a big problem. Okay, those people who decided to migrate are person of high caliber, such as scientists, administrative, executive, engineers, physicians, educations. Okay, so this is described as a problem of brain drain, and this slow down the process of human capital formation. Obviously the people who are having high level of education, they are having highest caliber, they are moving to other countries. So how there will be research, how there will be innovation? So in this way there will be slow down the process of human capital formation. Okay. Now next is deficit manpower planning. Okay, India is the second largest populated country in the world. Okay, but if you talk about the planning, so we are not having a proper planning for using this huge manpower as a resources, as a fixed assets, as a human capital. Okay, so whatever plans and programs government are making, they are not implemented on ground level, and they are not having actually proper planning also. So this is also a big problem. Okay, in the field of human capital formation. So what is written here? Okay, so not enough effort has been made to maintain the demand and supply balance of ever rising labor force in the country. Okay, as a result, India is facing an explosive problem related to graduate unemployment. Yani ki because of not having proper planning, there are increase in the number of educated people, graduate, postgraduate, technical graduate. Okay, but there is no proper planning to use them. So because of that, there are number of educated person who are wandering here and there in search of job. They are not able to get the job. They are working not according to their what they can get, yani ki they are facing the underemployment. Okay, so this is very big problem in case of human capital formation. So it is sad reflection on the wastage of human manpower and human skill. They are graduate, they are having degree, they are having quality but qualification, but they are not able to get the job. Why? Because government is not having proper planning. They are opening the school, they are opening the colleges, they are opening the BTech college, others professional and technical universities. But when the students are going to pass out from there, how they are going to use it in the industry, in secondary, tertiary field and primary field, there is no planning. So in this way, this is wastage of human skill and human power. Okay. Now next is insufficient on the job training in the primary sector. Okay, whenever we talk about on the job training, so it is always related to tertiary sector, it is always related to manufacturing sector. And if you talk about the primary sector means agricultural activities, aligned activities, especially if here I'm going to say, so it is agriculture. So there is no training for people who are working in agriculture field. Still a large population are getting their employment from agriculture sector, but they are unskilled. They are illiterate. Okay, they don't know how to use new machine, new technique in agricultural field. So because of that, there is a stagnation this time in the GDP of contribution of agricultural sector in GDP. Okay, so there is decreasing, actually it is. Okay, so we don't find any institutions, any organization they are going to train the people who are going to work in primary sector. So this is one more problem in human capital formation. Why? Because more than 60% people are still engaged in primary sector and they are unskilled. They are not going to get any training from anywhere. Okay, so that is given here. What is written? So primary sector is the backbone of Indian economy. Obviously majority of the people are getting their livelihood from here. Okay, unfortunately it has not received due attention in the area of professional skill. Two notable points are that the traditional wisdom dominate the primary sector, and that on the job training program are highly scant if not listless. Obviously, matlab in very very simple language, there is no job on training for the primary sector. It is only related to tertiary and manufacturing sector. On the other hand, majority of the people are working in the agriculture sector, more than 60%, and they are unskilled. So what is this? This is a big challenge for human capital formation. Okay, now low academic standard. Okay, it is another problem. I had told you now there are number of unemployed educated person. Why? Because they are easily getting degree. Okay, they are getting degree, but they are not having standard knowledge. Okay, so there is quantitative increase, there is not qualitative increase. So if you talk about growth, educational growth in India, so obviously number of students are increasing per year, but if you talk about the quality standard, so there is not a satisfactory improvement. So this is one more big challenge ki number of student increasing, number of institutes are increasing, colleges, schools, but they are not providing quality education. There is only quantity education. Okay, so what is written here? Okay, in our enthusiasm to spread higher education, we had been opening many university unmindful of their academic standard. Consequently, we have a large army of half-baked graduate, postgraduate whose deficient skill only lower the level of efficiency, productivity. So this also impairs our competitiveness in the international market of human capitals. Obviously, so the people who are getting the professional technical degree, they are not having standard education, quality education, so they cannot compete with others. Okay, they are not having standard education if you are going to international level. So it is going to affect research, it is going to affect specialization. Okay, so that is given here. Now measurement problem, one more thing we find that ki if you talk about the physical capital formation, so you can easily calculate it. How? So if there are, suppose in a firm, for there is firm A, it is having 4 machinery at the beginning of the year. At the end, here is 6 machinery. So what is here is physical capital formation. Here is physical capital formation. Why? Because there is increase in 2 machinery. In this way, production capacity has increased. So in this way, physical capital formation, इसको जज करना, इसे कैलकुलेट करना, इट इज़ वेरी ईजी. बट इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट ह्यूमन कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन, सो इट इज़ नॉन टेंजिबल. ओके, टू calculate it is very difficult. So what is written? In case of physical capital formation, In case of physical capital formation, the change can be measured in terms of unit, okay, but it is difficult in case of human capital formation. This is because why? Reason is given in this line. A large number of factors that impact productivity of human being are non quantifiable, यानी कि जो sources या determinants है, like education, like health, like on the job training, information, so these are the thing. हेल्थ हो गया, एजुकेशन हो गया, इनके लिए कोई मेजरमेंट यूनिट, स्टैंडर्ड मेजरमेंट यूनिट नहीं है, तो वो उनको हम जब काउंट नहीं कर सकते हैं प्रॉपरली, तो वी कैन नॉट काउंट ह्यूमन कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन ऑल्सो, ओके. Further, it is difficult to identify a suitable scale for measuring human capital formation. So, one reason, एकदम simple language में reason is what? It is a non-tangible thing. So, human capital formation is what? It is a non-tangible. So, because of that, it is difficult to calculate it. Okay. Now, education as an essential element of human resource development. Obviously, in the 5 determinants, the most important is education. Okay. So, education is an essential. How it is essential? So, what is written here? First of all, education implies process of teaching, training, learning. Okay. It improves knowledge and develops skill. So without education, you cannot be expert in any field. When you are not going to do a job for a long period of time, so you are not going to be expert. So in this way, expertise and knowledge, it comes from where? It comes from education. And one more thing, education is just not going to a school and get the degree, going to college, get the certificate. No, education is taken in a broad sense. Education means formal as well as informal education, यानी कि formal education you are going to learn from your school, and informal education you are going to implement it, you are going to relate it in practical life. So education means what? You are going to get specified knowledge from school, college, institute, organizations, and you are going to implement it in your real, in your practical life. Okay. So education is undercurrent of economic and social change. So obviously it is undercurrent. It is the actually basic for any revolutionary change. If you talk about gender equality, so gender equality is only possible when there is education. Uneducated society and uneducated people can never respect women, they can never think about women empowerment. Okay. So for the gender equality, okay, for gender sensitivity, we require higher education, we require education. So educated people can adopt new technique, can adopt new way of thinking. So it is very important not only for economical change as well as for social change. Okay. Now, compared to other countries of the world, spread of education has not been so encouraging. If you are going to compare our country, yani India, to China and other developed country, so we are not going to satisfied with our performance. Okay. Why? Because if you talk about the literacy means what? A person is able to read and write. Only we are going to discuss about read and write. If you are able to read and write, you are called you are called literate. Okay. So even literacy rate in the country contributes to very low. So literacy rate is also very low. How much it is? According to census 2011, it is 74.04. Okay. If you are going to compare it to literacy of developed country, so in developed country literacy rate is 90 to 95%. So literacy, just we are talking about a person who are able to read and write. So in India it is only 74.04. Okay. So it is quite low in compared to developed country where it is 90 to 95%. Okay, student. Now, here is given education and literacy are not identical term. Remember, literacy and education you cannot use in a same sense. Why? Because literacy is only related to what? Literacy is only related to the ability to read and write. It is related to only read and write. On the other hand, education, it is related to uh, encompasses of parameter. It is related to three parameter: primary education, secondary education, and higher education. Yani 1 to 5, then 6 to 12, then your graduation, post graduation, okay, PhD. So in this way, education is related to three parameter: primary, secondary, and higher education. On the other hand, if you talk about the literacy, it is only related to read and write capability. Okay, so while, so this is very important question. It can be asked in high order thinking. So important it is. While all educated people are literate, but all literate people are not necessarily educated. So I think you are able to write it answer. So literacy means what? Literacy means a person is able to read and write. Okay. Education, educated people means educated people is that one who are having the education of primary, secondary, and higher level. Why? Because it is related to these three parameters. Okay, so a person who is having higher education, obviously it is able to read and write. But if you talk about the literate person, so maybe he is able to read and write but not having primary education, secondary education, or higher education. Okay, so it is very important. It can be asked in high order thinking question. Now, importance and objective of education. What is importance of education? So it is very simple topic. You are having pass out your 11th, you had given your precious time of your life, yani from the early childhood until now you are in the school. So obviously you understand what is the importance of education. Education is something that define your character. It help you to understand anything इन रीजनल वे. यानी कोई भी चीज़ आप इसलिए एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हो क्योंकि वो सोसाइटी में प्रिवलेज कर रही है. नो, यू आर गोइंग टू अर्ग, यू आर गोइंग टू एक्सेप्ट दैट वन ओनली व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू, you are able to find out it ki हाँ it is correct. Okay, so you become reasonable. Okay, now so how education important, what is the importance of education? So we are going to discuss here. So it provides responsible citizen. Obviously if you talk about the educated people, they are more aware for their society, they are more aware for women's, they are more aware for their family, they are more aware for the nation. Okay, so in this way their education is very helpful to provide responsible citizen. Next, it develops science and technology. Already I had told you na, education give you rational mindset. Yani you are not going to accept anything. Why? Because it is privilege in the society. You are going to accept anything when you are going to find it correct. Okay, so like पहले क्या बोलते थे कि जो अर्थ है, जो सन है वो अर्थ की चारों ओर उसके राउंड सर्कल कर मूव करता है. बट आफ्टर, because of the scientific education, now we come to know ki who do the revolution around to whom. Okay, now next is it facilitate the use of natural and human resources of all region of the country. Obviously education is very helpful in proper exploitation and optimum utilization of natural resources. Okay, why? Because with the help of the education you are able to do innovation, you are able to find out the new technique, and these, with the help of the innovation and technique, you are able to build new machinery, and these machineries are very helpful in proper utilization of your natural resources. Okay, now next is it explain mental horizontal of the people. Obviously if you are going to back to 1947, so we had learned that ki women literacy is only how much? 7%. यानी कि in 100 there are 7 who are literate. Okay, so literacy rate is this much only. So obviously when there is education, we are going to think about gender equality, we are going to think about our biosphere, we are going to think about other. Okay, so education actually open up our mind, we are going to think more about others, it reduces selfishness. Okay, it helps economic development through greater participation of the people in the process of growth and development. Obviously, when you are educated, you are expert, you are having a specified knowledge, so you can do some job, and in this way you are able to help in production of goods and services, and in this way you are able to contribute in the development of the country. Okay, next is it promote cultural standard of the citizen. Obviously, if you are going to you are going to a educated area, you are going to uneducated area, yeah, people are the majority of the people are educated, and a place majority of the people are uneducated, so you find a hygiene who are more aware about social hygiene, personal hygiene, who are educated. Okay, so in this way, it when we talk about the education, the education is very helpful in cultural standards. There are if you go to the higher level, so they are not going to think about casteism, they are not going to think about religion. Okay, but if you, where people are not so literate, not so educated, so what they are going to fight for these things, casteism, for the religion. So I don't think it is very good for a country, for the unity of a country. Okay, so education is very very important for that. Okay, now it develops human personality. Obviously, a educated person represent himself or herself in more better way in compared to a illiterate person. Okay, now need for the government intervention in education and health. You know, we are a developing country, still 29.1% people under the below poverty line. Okay, yani ki still there are huge population who are not able to fulfill their basic requirement themselves. So in such condition, you cannot think that ki these people are able to purchase education and health at a market price. So obviously, in this case, government have to come and have to provide education and health free of cost or at least price. Okay, for this section. So government intervention is very important. Why? Because 20 more than 29% people are living still under the BPL. 21.9% people are still living under, sorry, the figure is 21.9%. Okay, so still 21.9% people are living under, sorry, living below the poverty line. Okay, so what is written here? So why it is needed? These sector need huge investment, okay, and high expenditure. Okay, and it is difficult to expect private investor to invest health and educations unless they are allowed to recover their huge through high price. यानी कि private sector only work for the profit. So obviously they are not going to construct a school, they are not going to build hospitals for these 21.9% people. Okay, people in a poor country like our cannot afford high price for education and health. So in this way, intervention is very very important. Thank you for today.